Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, good morning, CSL. Nice to see you guys. My name's Jake, and that's Yuri over there on the percussion, and we're the band today, and we're going to lead you all in an opening sing-along that I'm pretty sure you all know very well, so please help me out. I need all the help I can get up here. Let's start it off. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. Let me hear you. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are a part of me. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. One more time. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
Sometimes it's good to know where a song comes from, because where it comes from has energy that can be given through the words. My good friend Carol Hundley was dying, at least she thought she was. Most of the community thought she was, of cancer. And she lay in a hospital for a very long time. And Karen Drucker, who was the music director at her center for that amount of time, would come in and sing that song to her. Karen created that song for her good friend Carol. And so can you imagine that this really is a prayer? So we do an opening prayer, because a prayer is that which shifts us to accept what's always being given. Prayers can't change God. What? Really? If prayers could change God, prayer practitioners should make lots of money with sports betting. Yeah. But that's not the way it works. So she would go in and she'd look at Carol and she'd say, "You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God." So, in her own way, through song, Karen was reminding her good friend, my friend, who she was, because we forget, especially when we hurt, especially when we're troubled, we forget who we are. And Karen was there to remind her, you are the face of God. And you are held in my heart, because my heart is a place of God, and God holds all creation within itself. So it's not a nice platitude. For me, it's a statement of truth. Whether I know you or not, the Spirit within me holds you in loving kindness always. You are a part of me. Why? Because there's one life, and that life is our life. And just like my toes may think they're different than my fingers, they belong to this one body, and we belong to the body of creation. And that is the prayer. And so it is.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. You all already had your coffee. First service was a little sleepy, so welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Seattle. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Abigail Shire, and my pronouns are she and her, and it is my delight to welcome you today. One thing I love about this center is, speaking of stories, when I was lost on my spiritual journey, I dreamed of a place where they would teach the spiritual truths that are contained in all of the religions. And then one day I walked into Center for Spiritual Living and found out, this is my place, this is my home. And so if you are here for the first time, or if you've been here a long time, welcome home. I'm glad you're here. I would like to invite you, if you are new, to check out the seat back pockets. There's some cool cards in here. You can take any of them. But if you want to fill out the second one from the top, it's the connection card. It will get you connected to this great community. We have lots of classes and workshops happening. If you want to know more, there's a classes and workshops sheet that you can get in the back in the lobby area. And we also have retreats going on. So there's lots of amazing flyers that we have here in person, but even more importantly, you can connect with us in our weekly newsletter, where we not only tell you what's happening, but it gives you all of the information along with some cool spiritual tips and tricks to help you during your week. So please sign up for our connection card online. We have the connection card for you as well. And we want you to know that if you are online, actually 2/3 of our community is online. So welcome. We're glad you're here. We love it when you log in and you say where you're logging in from, because then we can check out what our larger community looks like and where you are in the world. Even if you're a block away, we're still glad that you're a part of us. In addition, I wanted to let you know that we have potluck today after service. So please hang out if you're here in person and potluck with us. And we have an amazing musicians. Some of our regulars, Rob and Melissa, are going to be here to do our music today. So please welcome them up.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. We're Rob and Melissa, and for those of you that don't know us, we do something called kirtan. This is a yogic tradition, yogic practice of call and response chanting. And we are chanting, in essence, the names of the divine, so the names of God. And so for this first chant this morning, we're going to chant to Sita and Ram. Everyone say Sita,
Sita,
Ram.
Ram.
Sita Ram.
Sita, Ram.
And Sita and Ram, Sita is the goddess, and Ram is God. And Sita and Ram represent the divine union of God and goddess, the divine union of masculine and feminine energy. And I guess I was too loud, they turned me down a little bit. Anyway, this is a balancing mantra. One way to look at this is that it's a way to balance that divine masculine energy and the divine feminine energy that we all have. This is not a gender thing. We all possess these qualities. And so it's a beautiful way to embody both the masculine and the feminine energy. We're also then going to sing the name Hanuman. So everyone say, Jai Jai Hanuman.
Jai Jai Hanuman.
Jai means victory, and I'm saying victory to Hanuman. And Hanuman is Sita and Ram's greatest devotee. He lives his life only to serve the divine. And by doing so, he accesses the most miraculous superpowers within himself. And it is through this surrender to that greater good, to God and Goddess, that Hanuman is able to access those qualities. And then he said, we're going to sing Jai Shri Ram. Everyone say Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Shri Ram.
And Shri is another name for Sita. So we're just saying victory to Sita and Ram. And then finally we'll sing Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Let's try it.
Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
All right, so Kirtan is call and response chanting. So we are going to call and you are going to... Oh, beautiful. All right. So, all right, let's give it a try. Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Hanuman. Your turn.
Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Hanuman.
Beautiful. Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Hanuman.
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 Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman.
Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman.
Great job, everybody. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman.
Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman.
Jai Shri Ram, Baba Hanuman.
Jai Shri Ram, Baba Hanuman. Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Hanuman.
Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Hanuman.
Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Hanuman.
Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Hanuman.
Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Hanuman.
Sitaram, Sitaram,
Sitaram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Hanuman. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman.
Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman.
Jai Shri Ram, Baba Hanuman. Jai Shri Ram, Baba Hanuman.
Let's all sing it together.
Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Hanuman.
It's a little stronger.
Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Hanuman.
Sing it right from your heart.
Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai
start.
Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Hanuman.
Sing out strong.
Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Hanuman.
Victory to Hanuman.
Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Hanuman. Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Hanuman. Jai Shri Ram, 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 Baba, Baba Hanuman. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Let's keep singing.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Bring your hands to
Keep
your heart.
going.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Oh, it sounds so good.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Last one.
Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Changed the room, didn't it? Didn't that feel good? Let's see, if someone sees Patrick. Patrick, we turn the air conditioning on. Would you like the air conditioning on, sweet peas? Yes, I thought so. So he's probably downstairs getting ready for our potluck. The theme for this month is living in alignment with truth, which can be tricky at times. Because how many of you have noticed that truth shifts? What you believed at 18, you don't believe now? So what, no? But the highest truth that you know at any given time is truth. The highest thing you know at any given time is truth. And today we're talking about moving into alignment, how to move into alignment, what is alignment, and why do it. First of all, I had to look up alignment. My husband talks about it. He's all into alignment. You know, we've got cars and a pickup, and the wheels might be out of alignment. What the? Anyway, according to him, it's a big deal. I didn't notice anything. But he makes sure our tires are in alignment all the time. Because, and I trust him, what he says is that when they're out of alignment, they wear unevenly and they wear out more readily. So I just went with that little bit of information. How many of you feel worn out sometimes? Or out of balance? So like too much over here and not enough over here. So, I guess this is the entire study of spirituality today. Some of you will get it. But I do know that I've been practicing the idea of alignment for over a year and a couple of months, because I started last June when I went to a party, and Jane Power was there, and Jane Power said, you need to teach a class on this book, and it was The Finished Kingdom. So that means I had to study it, I had to live it, so in a year later I could teach it. And I really am I in alignment with the highest ideas that I have now? That it's all done now. Everything is complete now. Can I be in alignment with that? That was tough. And what I noticed is that oftentimes I was out of alignment because I believed that I was getting a spiritual truth, a reality. This is spirit. We've heard classes about body, mind, spirit, or spirit, mind, body, all connected and all together. It's like, yeah, but you don't just clump them together like a fruit in a basket. It's better if they are lined up. When I ride horses, the top of my head is supposed to be over my shoulders over my hips over my heels. You better be the heels. And when I can get there, which was hard to do because I'd rather just sit on it like a chair, like a recliner. But when I can be there, I'm balanced, and the horse is balanced, and we do things better. So now you have the horseback riding lesson, tire lesson, spirituality lesson. So what I've noticed is sometimes I would have an idea, a spiritual truth. I'd have a spiritual truth, but my thinking wasn't in alignment with it, and my body wasn't in alignment with it, and everything was sort of hard to move forward because I wasn't in alignment. So I want to share with you what I know so far. Next year I'll know more because hopefully I will listen more. And it's what I didn't know last year because I wasn't practicing it last year. When Ernest Holmes said that we're open at the top, I don't think he meant that as an organization we're so much open, but we as individuals need to be open at the top. More and more information pouring through us, to us, for us, because there's always more to have. If spirit is infinite, there's an infinite amount of wisdom we can gain. We'll never arrive, I don't think, during this lifetime or the next. I'm not like I believe in, this is how rumors get started. I'm not saying we're going to reincarnate. I'm just saying I am an infinite, eternal expression of spirit. I happen to suit up this way this time. Next time, if I come back, I've already said this before, I want to be able to sing and I want to be tall. Put your order in. Put your order in. Jeez. This short stuff is just getting old. Anyway, not too old. I'm liking it here, really. Anyway, so Jane Power also has a term that I'm really getting used to and trying to live from, and it's the glide and the slide of God. We should just go with the glide and the slide of God. You're not going to glide, you're not going to slide if you're outside of what Spirit thinks of you. What Spirit thinks of you. So let's find out what Spirit thinks of you, or at least what Spirit wants to inform you. So if we start with Spirit, Spirit is always speaking. Spirit is always communicating itself, because if it ever communicated itself to anyone, it communicates itself to everyone. Some just signed up to hear. Do you know, in ancient cultures, they actually removed people from the mundane tasks of life so that they could listen. Those were the shaman. Those were the prophets. Those were the people that were told, you listen because we're busy just surviving. Those people just surviving were probably so concentrating on, okay, let's multitask. Watch out for the tigers, plant the seeds, cultivate them, watch the kids, where's Granny anyway? And, maybe too much going on in their head to like, So they had people that they set aside for the purpose of listening, not only for themselves, but the tribe. When I go to Peru, I work with shaman. And shaman are assigned to not just give information. They are the officiators. They are the healers. They are the judges. They are the listeners for the whole tribe. And how many of you have been with Benito? Anybody go to Peru and been with Benito? Benito is a healer because that's his job. He was set aside to do that. Luckily, we don't have to spend all of our waking hours to survive. Thus, we have a different culture where we can all spend time listening, and that thing that would speak to Benito, that essence, speaks to us as well. And we can train ourselves to listen. So we listen, and I call them downloads or inspirations or whatever you want to call them. Intuition. We receive something, and let's just do that now. So for some of us, inspiration comes from our background, our culture. It might be a Jewish tradition, a Christian tradition, a mystical Sufi, which is an Islamic tradition. It might come from a New Age gurus. It might come from the chants of Hinduism. It might come from the Dalai Lama. So I'm just going to throw in some Dalai Lama here because this is important. I was at a conference, I don't know how many years ago. Let's see, a lot of years ago, maybe 20 years ago. I was at a conference in India, in Delhi, and the Dalai Lama was one of the major speakers, and he was just speaking to ministers, New Thought ministers. Yeah. And he said, the world will be saved by Western women. The world will be saved by Western women. And I would say that I just made it up, except I've been seeing that other people have heard him say the same thing. He keeps saying it over and over again, probably because he keeps getting the download and he keeps repeating it. Why? Maybe because we're gutsy enough to have owned a little bit of masculinity and a little bit of femininity, and we're balanced enough to say, we got to change the world a little bit. I don't know. I don't know if we actually do it this way. This way? I don't know. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw some Buddhist in there because where did he get that? And he keeps saying that. Now I get direct information. I know things. I'm not clairvoyant. I don't hear things. I don't see things. I know things. But I worked on it to get there. By the way, my thoughts to sleep on that I do every night, Sunday through Friday, I will give you my method to how I developed that intuition. There's 6 steps that I did to develop it. I wanted to develop it. I wanted to be a shaman in the modern world. Not spend weeks on a vision quest because I got stuff to do. Husband wouldn't appreciate it. Horses need to be fed. Things like that. So that's available. Sign up just give your phone number and name at the registration table. And that's starting tonight. Now, back to downloads. Before I started getting direct impressions and information, what I would get is a verse would show up. Something that I was already familiar with, but it would pop up. And that, I think, is Spirit speaking in a language we are familiar with. God so loves us. It shows up in such a way that we can comprehend it. And when we grow, we might comprehend other things, and it keeps showing up in ways that we can comprehend. It is, I love it. Ernest Holmes said, Spirit is a principle that personalizes itself to you, becomes personal. So if you resonate with this, it's how it's going to show up. And one of the proofs I have for that is that while I was in ministerial school, I studied near-death experiences. Here's the deal. No Hindu person saw Jesus. No Christian saw Krishna. Now, wouldn't that be scary as heck for a Christian to see a blue guy? Oh, God's too good for that. It wants to welcome you into a greater experience of life, not scare you back to wanting to be alive again. So just thought I'd throw that out there. So let's just take a moment and listen and see what might come to you. Let's close your eyes. And if you want to, you can just rub the top of your head, activate that crown chakra. You know, that may sound silly, but that's been done for thousands of years. Why do you think they anointed the high priest, the priestesses, or the king with oil on top of their head? It's so that they would get information beyond themselves. And just the action was a confirmation that there was information beyond themselves. Now, ask yourself, which is the higher self, what information do I need to know today? And it might come in the form of a song lyric. It might come in the form of a chant. It might come in the form of a verse. It might come in the form of an author that you really appreciate right now. What shows up for you now? I must say that this can change monthly, yearly, day to day, because something knows what you face today, because in spirit there is no time, there is no place, there's just pure being. That's why we can multitask and also multi-locate. So, who would like to share what they just got? Who's brave? Okay.
Mandy.
I see you, Mandy. What did you get?
This is so interesting. I saw Brené Brown, and I know she's into vulnerability.
Just say what you got. Just say what you got.
Just the name.
Just
And
Brené Brown.
Yeah, and then I put in vulnerability on. Wrote
Okay.
it down.
So you saw Brené Brown and you thought vulnerability.
Yeah.
Okay, vulnerability. Vulnerability is coming through. Anyone else? Well, I'm here.
Helen, and I heard that I am loved and I am limitless.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Loved and limitless.
I belong here.
You belong here. You know, there's a beautiful song by Lauren Daigle. I think I'm alone, and you say I belong. If you haven't downloaded Lauren Daigle's You Say, then download Lauren Daigle's You Say, because God's always saying things, saying things, saying things. I say something to myself, and Spirit says something else, something else, something else. So let's just go with, right now, I belong, vulnerable, and I forgot. I am loved, loved and limitless. Perfect. Then, you take those, unless that's spirit, and then you check it out with your mind. That's part of getting used to what Spirit might say and hearing the voice and acknowledging the voice and appreciating the voice, check it out. Did what you hear express more life and harm no one, including yourself? Now, the reason to do that when you first start this process is there's a whole lot of people that quote a whole lot of God that do a lot of harm and atrocious acts. And then they say, well, the Bible says, or it's in the Quran. I was talking to an Islamic gentleman when I was in Morocco last time, the only time, like, oh yeah, I go to Morocco on weekends, yeah. No, I'm such a jet setter, and the last time I was there. The only time I was in Morocco, I was talking to an Islamic gentleman, and I said, I was trying to say, because he was so embracing, I said, how do they get these ideas that, like convert or die? And he says, a lot of people don't understand the language. And since it has to be read in Arabic, they don't know what's being spoken, just like for a long time, the Bible was in Latin. So it could just be ignorance. But anyway, so I believe that for a long time I had to listen. Am I being directed by something that is higher than myself but is myself? Or am I being directed by my fears, my prejudices, and my preconceived notions? Does this express more life? And does it harm no one, including myself? The next check is in your body. Because the body will react to truth and no truth. Truth will feel good. Truth will be uplifting. Truth has a tendency to make you want to giggle. Truth will put a smile on your face. When I'm working with people, I watch their face. When they speak their truth, and when it said, the truth shall set you free, not somebody else's truth. My grandmother's truth did not set me free. My mama's truth did not set me free. A bunch of people in this country, their truth does not set me free. My truth sets me free. When I speak my truth, I feel good, and when I'm watching someone else and they can't keep the smile off their face, they have spoke their truth. It's glorious. So you check it out in your mind, express more life. In your body, am I smiling? Am I feeling better? Am I feeling expansive? An untruth, meaning not true for you, will kind of make you go, How many of you had those? Why do they call it a gut reaction? Because the whole body thinks. And in Chinese tradition, they thought the brain was here, because they listened more to their gut than they did their thoughts. Okay, so we have this download, we check it out. Because how many of you know you've had thoughts that you just really shouldn't have followed? It's not wrong, it's just that we didn't know how to check it out. Have a thought, check it out. And then pretty soon you know what the voice of God sounds like. Then when you have a download that you know is truly an inspiration beyond yourself, or a message that you needed today to live fully, to have a more expansive life, then you move into alignment with your thinking and your body. And we have to align our thoughts with what Spirit says, which is, I belong. Let's take I belong. If the download for today is I belong, have the thoughts that you set the day up with support I belong, in alignment with I belong. I belong to the beloved. I belong to creation. I belong to this earth. I belong to this society. I belong to my family. Therefore, all belongs to me. You see, you set the affirmations up to support the download. Because so many of us think about it. I've done this before. I don't speak from inexperience. I have this great idea, but I don't support it by giving it scaffolding. Okay, now I'm a builder. Tire metaphors, building metaphors, scaffolding. So you don't give it scaffolding, and then pretty soon the good idea just sort of floats away. You didn't bring it, there's no support for it. So then the affirmation for the day or the mantra is, I belong to the beloved, everything belongs to me, I am one with the one, however you want to say it. And you would let this download, this I belong, start to form your mantra for the day or the month or until you get a new one. And then you involve the body. Because a lot of us have some really good thoughts, but they're not embodied. Embodied. See, now that I've let go of the idea that Jesus is going to save me or anybody else, which was made up after he died, I can take what I think he did say and use it and run with it, because I think he was a spiritual ninja with some really good spiritual technology. And I'm not going to throw that baby out with the bathwater. I want that technology because, frankly, I think he was quicker at a healing and quicker at insight and quicker with the truth than anyone else I've ever experienced. And so here's what he said. He said, you must eat of my words. Don't just hear them. And how many of you, because I used to be a good born-again Christian, I'd take those words and I'd throw them at people. My family loved me. I wasn't embodying the words. I was throwing them around. Eat of my words. Take them in. Make them a part of you. Make them part of the flesh and the bones of yourself. Make them so a part of you that you are that when you walk in the world. So what he was saying when he said, this is my way, is he had taken these ideas and he had made them so much a part of himself that he didn't have to think about it anymore. That's why he could come up with these zingers and do the right thing at the right time and not worry about what was going to happen, because he was embodying the word of God that came through him. In the beginning was the word, and the word became flesh. The beginning of our new creation is the word of God that comes to you in your way, appropriate for you, not for me. I got my own words. I got enough of a stuff to work on. But you'll get your words and you embody them, and then you become the epicenter of those words. So, who said they belong? Come on up, Chris. All righty, sweetie, since I know you like to sit. If two people held your hands, would you be able to be up here for a bit?
I can be fine.
Okay, good. All righty, well, I'll hold your hand anyway. All right, so, Chris, I want you to just take in that idea that you belong, and in your own mind, because I know you can do this, I want you to create some affirmations around that so that your mind is creating like a treasure box to hold that idea. Now let me know when you're done. Okay. Now, what can happen is we meet life, and what reacts to the life is our old self, that which has been embodied. See, if we're afraid of people, we can say, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid. Somebody looks at us, and we're afraid. So what I would like for you to do is I'd love for you to close your eyes again, and I want you to think of a time that you might feel like you don't belong, but I want you to take this idea that you belong and move it into your body with your breath, so it starts to move through your skin, your bones, your veins, your organs, your system, and see yourself living as though you belong. There you go. And now when you're doing that, imagine that somebody says, hey, you don't belong here. How do you respond?
That's not true.
So you do it ahead of time. How many of you go home and go, I wish I could have, and you backtrack? Plan your day ahead, embodying the divine idea that comes through you. Give it scaffolding through your thought. Visualize it in your body. See yourself living from that place. And you have become the place, the epicenter of belonging, so that God can be glorified. Thank you.
Thank you.
So let's do that ourselves. Close your eyes, please, if you choose. It's easier to imagine when you close your eyes. This is not a dogma. Yeah, they make you close your eyes at that place. It's not a dogma. It's just easier to imagine. Remember what you received. Create an affirmation to support what you received. Now see yourself living that way. See yourself living as a place where a divine idea shows up as belonging, as vulnerable, as powerful, as healthy. See yourself that way, and the more you see yourself that way, the more you make it real, and that's who will show up through the day. And so it is.
All right, well, let's chant again together. We're going to chant another name of the divine. This is the word Hari. Everyone say Hari.
Hari.
And then the second word is Om.
Om.
And Hari is a name for the divine, a name for God. And Om is the primordial sound, the sound of the cosmic universe. And there's the best way that I know to embody the qualities of the divine is to chant these holy names. Remember what I said earlier in the yogic tradition, the names themselves are non-different from the divine, non-different from God. So the name Hari is God. And when we chant it, we experience that vibration in our bodies. We can literally begin to experience that. So for those of you that didn't chant the first time, I'm going to invite you once again to give it a try. This one is super simple. It's a sing-along. Melissa is going to sing the melody through for us. So just listen for the first round, and then we'll all join in together. So let's try it.
Hari Om, 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 Hari Om.
sounds so good. Please keep singing. Sing out strong with all your heart. Last one, give it all you got.
Feels good, doesn't it? Sing and chant and sing and And now I do need to shift. First service I went from chanting to talking about money. It's like I felt out of alignment. But what is money except a melody? A melody that we play with and creates beautiful experiences for people. So, my dears, if all is God, so is the opportunity to give. It's a part of our circulation and our balance. And ways that you can give are up on the screen, because I was told a while ago that people didn't have enough time, and we don't want you to feel rushed. We want you to consider what the divine mind says and then create some affirmations around it, and then you'll embody the idea of being sufficient by your giving itself. So who has the basket? That's okay. We have Della. Della in her pink machine, which is a miracle. She will tell you about it. Today it is. Thank you so much. So, while you're thinking about what is yours to contribute today, I have a few announcements. First of all, we do have a potluck downstairs. Yay, food. And good food, always good food. So that's a great thing. Also, next Sunday, we have our spiritual tune-ups given to you or provided for you by our wonderful prayer practitioners. I invite you to participate. Why? Because it's an opportunity for someone to see you as the face of God. And they do hold you in their heart. And you are a part of them. So where do they sign up? Anyone know where they sign up? Nope. Not? Okay. At the registration desk, or for the people online, sign up online. I did not know. Oh, Power Talker. Oh. I don't see it here, but okay, come on up. Oh. It takes a village to raise a minister.
Thank you. And I love that Kathy Ann didn't know I was talking, because we'll just say this is for her and for the open-heartedness that is in this space. My goodness. My name is Sue Van Zanti Pizer. My pronouns are she and her. I'm so happy to be here. You have no idea. So I want to let you know about a cool opportunity that is happening 1 week from today called Spiritual Tune-Ups. And you get the chance to meet individually with a prayer practitioner for 10 to 15 minutes. As a Jewish person, I was skeptical about 5-step affirmative prayer. I quickly learned that setting my skepticism aside allowed room for the divine to find its way into my heart. On several occasions, I was lucky enough to have Sean Garner pray with me. There she is. Shout out to Sean. One time I was in an oppressive work situation that I had outgrown, but did not yet have the courage to leave. One part of the magic for me is that she knew exactly when to listen, when to ask questions, and how to help make meaning out of my situation. My wish wasn't to stay at the job or leave the job. It was how to find peace so that I could make a good decision. I remember that she suggested I bring my vision to spiritual resources instead of human resources. And here's what she told me. If spirit is catching my attention to expand, then there must be something else to expand into. Go ahead and put your energy into what you're trying to manifest, not what you're looking to avoid. We planted lots of seeds that day. It took a while before those seeds sprouted. But it's not always about what I can see with my earthly eye. It's about the faith that the universe is conspiring for my good, for our good. There's a few reasons you might want to consider signing up for a slot next week. One is because your life needs a boost. The other is if your life is good and you're looking for it to be great. You can see where this is going. The third reason is because your life is great and you want it to be greater. These folks have trained extensively to pray with us, so let them shine their skills in your direction. You've got nothing to lose, so give it a try. Thank you.
Thank you, Abigail. I kept looking. Oh, well, we'll work with this. But see, isn't it wonderful? It takes a village, and we all get this information, and that was better said than I could ever say. And also, thank you, because I am Kathy Ann Lewis. I sometimes get up here and just start talking away. Kathy Ann Lewis, I am a minister here, and my pronouns are she and her. So not next Sunday, but on the 15th, we'll also have a membership Sunday where we will be honoring the new members in our community. And then, this is my own favorite thing because it's a class that I'm teaching. It's Money Mastery, moving out of scarcity and into spiritual abundance, because God says, I am sufficient for your needs, Jehovah Jireh. Jehovah Jireh, God is our sufficiency. God is our provider. It's being downloaded, and then we have, but what, but that, yeah. So to get our mind and our embodiment of sufficiency is the purpose of that class. And if it's good, it can get gooder. So I encourage you to sign up at the registration table in the lobby if you're in the room. And for those of you that are online, it will be a hybrid class, be offered both in person here, where there will be some juju going on. Because I love juju. And also the ideas will be coming across the screen. You will receive so much more than you think you will receive. Actually, I think it was the first class, Brian's shaking his head, the first class most people were going, that was worth everything. And there's 6 of them. So I encourage you to sign up. Those are all my announcements. And we have our basket. Thank you very much, Della. Sean's coming up. This is the now famous Sean. And we have a wonderful opportunity to create a ceremony out of this, a ritual. And that is to just dance our way to the offering basket. Because why not have some fun? Church is serious enough sometimes. Doesn't have to be today. So our music today is... So get your best ballerina shoes on and come forward as you please. Bring your gift up. If you're using Venmo or any of those other ways that you're giving and it seems invisible, that's perfectly okay. Just come forward and bless the basket. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are willing to have you come forward now. Thank you, Mandy, for sharing in all sorts of ways.
That was a fun party. Dance, dance, dance. I'm Jerry Paul. My current pronouns are thee and thy. I don't know where that came from, but it feels right. So today we have Nancy leading the prayer circle right over here in this corner, and there's also one online that you are very welcome to. And Ev is in the back at the practitioner table. She'd be very happy to take your prayer requests, written or spoken. And I will be leading the grief circle after the potluck. So show up 12:30. We'll let you in till 12:45.
Across the street. Tell them it's across the street. Across the street. Tell them it's across the street.
Well, okay, I was getting to that, but thank you for the reminder. Across the street in that White House over there, which called something, but I call it the White House. You go in the front door and you turn left and you'll see the signs. And that's the grief circle, and it's one of the greatest gifts you can give to yourself because grief happens. Life is full of change, death, relationships, stuff. Okay, so now we go into gratitude. I am so grateful for this place that we get to meet and have community and love each other. And the first song was, I see the God in you, the love in you, whatever. You are the face of God anyway. So what I would like to invite you to do, we're not just about Sunday, we're about taking the love out into the world. And if you are looking for the face of God, you will find it in most unusual places that you wouldn't have ever dreamed possible, like the Mexico City airport, Costco, the walking trail. They're out there waiting for us to love them. So if we take all of this love and energy that we have experienced and take it out into the world, you can even bless the person who cut you off on the freeway. Amazing things happen. Just follow your heart and just remember, you, we, I, everyone is the face of God. So it is.
All right, everybody, it's time for the closing sing-along. Please rise if you're able and get up on stage. And please also, if you get up on stage, be careful of the cables and the harmonium. You don't want to trip, and also the harmonium is fragile. So thank you, and let's get this closing sing-along going. 1, 2, 3, go! This little light of mine